guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kelsey. I hope y'all are doing great. Decided to film a little palette video today. I'm going to show you my favorite palettes of 2018. I have quite a few. A few face palettes, mostly eyeshadow palettes. So yeah, let's just get right on into this. If you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, so let's get into these palettes. I think I'm going to separate them by how I got them. I'm going to do the ones I got through BoxyCharm first. There's quite a few that I got through that subscription service, and then all the rest of them I bought throughout the year. So, yeah, let's get started with this palette right here. This is from Alamar Cosmetics, and it is the Reina del Caribe eyeshadow palette. This is volume 1. Volume 2 actually just came out, which is pretty cool. I want to get my hands on it. But here's what the inside looks like. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's half matte, half shimmer. It's really easy to get a lot of different looks out of this palette. And I was really impressed. This is actually the first product from this brand. So I had no idea what to expect. The girl who made this palette, I believe, works for BoxyCharm. So it was really cool that they put it in the box. I mean, that's a pretty awesome way to get your product out there. Next palette we have is from Pretty Vulgar, and it is the Nightingale palette. This is a little different for me. It's not my typical color scheme, but I ended up really liking this palette. Here it is right here. It actually reminds me a lot of the Naked Smoky. Actually, I did a side-by-side comparison of them, and they're identical. But I actually like the formula on this one more. I really wasn't a fan of the Naked Smoky, and that's the only Naked palette I ever bought, and the formula is not good. For me anyways. It could work for you, but did not work for me. Alright, so next we have this Crown Brushes palette. And I think this is like the Fuego palette. I'm not 100% sure. Because it doesn't say anywhere on the package, which is kind of a pet peeve of mine. But here are all the colors. It really does have a Fuego vibe to it, fire. Very pretty. The shimmers are beautiful. The mattes are gorgeous. Yeah, no complaints. I have tried Crown brushes before, and I'm not the biggest fan of them. They're alright. I prefer Luxie brushes. Those are my favorite. But I was pretty impressed with that palette, so maybe I'll try more of their makeup. Okay. The next and last eyeshadow palette I have from BoxyCharm is the Violet Voss Pro Holy Grail palette. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys, look at this. Look how freaking stunning this palette is. It's huge. It has so many different shades. So many different shades. So you can do so many different looks with it. I keep saying so many. But it's not something that I thought I would reach for that much when I first saw it. I was like, oh, it's a neutral palette. But it's my type of neutral palette. It has a lot of like, it has a lot of golds and like berry tones, and that's more my kind of neutral palette. I'm not someone who like looks at a Naked palette and gets super inspired. I know I've brought up the Naked palette twice now, but it doesn't inspire me. Neutral palettes don't inspire me. So I like that this has the option of little pops of color. And it's a really good formula. Super good formula. Highly recommend this. I actually had it in my Sephora cart for the longest time. I'm talking 2 or 3 years. Because Jam Beauty 89, who is like my favorite YouTuber of all time, she mentions this palette all the time. And I'm like, I need it. But BoxyCharm saved me the trouble and stuck it in last month's BoxyLuxe. So thanks, BoxyCharm. Alright, this was also in last month's BoxyLuxe, and it's one of only 2 face palettes I have. But this one is from Wandress Beauty. Sorry, it's really reflective. And it is the Wandress Dusk Till Dawn palette. And I believe this was a BoxyCharm exclusive, so I'm sorry about that. You can't buy it. But here are the colors. They're super pretty. highly pigmented. I'm actually wearing the highlight and the, wait, which highlight am I wearing? I'm wearing, City Lights, and I'm wearing the blush in the middle, on my face right now. And I'm super in love with this. It's a good size for travel. Not that I ever leave my house, but that's the cool thing about Wander Beauty, which is actually one of my favorite brands I discovered this year. Most of their products, actually I think all of their products, are like meant for travel. So they're very travel friendly, and I really appreciate that because they're small and easy to store. So yeah, that was all the palettes I got from BoxyCharm. Let's move on to stuff that I bought myself. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the products that I either bought myself or was gifted, or, you know, stuff that I didn't get from BoxyCharm. So the first thing is this Physicians Formula Butter Collection palette. This is in the light to medium shade because I'm very pale. This is another face palette. Did I say that already? I don't know. Anyways, it's a face palette. And it has the original butter bronzer, a butter blush, and then 2 exclusive butter highlighter shades. This one's kind of a pink alien color. It's really hard to describe. Like, it kind of looks silver on camera. And then this one is a yellowy gold. I actually wore this to my graduation. But yeah, it also comes with a tiny little perfume that's called Butter Paradise, and it smells just like all the butter products do. That coconut smell, like, seriously, go just, like, buy this just to smell it. It smells so good. But yeah, I really like this palette. The only thing I don't like about it is it's so thick, and it doesn't make any sense because these pans aren't very deep. I guess they just wanted to fit the perfume in there. I don't know, but it's kind of hard to store. But other than that, I really like it. Unfortunately, I don't think you can get this one anymore. You might be able to find it somewhere, but I know Casey Holmes has a new collection very similar to that. I think it has eyeshadows in it, and a different blush shade and stuff. But yeah, totally check it out. It's a really good deal. I think that was less than $20, and those products, Physicians Formula products, are pretty pricey for the drugstore, so it was a super good deal. Alright, the next 2 palettes are kind of the same but different, and they're also very random. So if you guys know me at all, you know I'm a horror fanatic. I love horror movies. Actually, Chucky and Tiffany are behind me. They're just covered up by a blanket. But these are the Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street eyeshadow palettes from Hot Topic. This one is called No Place to Hide. It's the Friday the 13th Jason one. The inside is so cool. I'm going to show you. Hi, there's you recording. But the mirror has like a little bullet hole in it, and it's really cool. But here are the colors. And these were surprisingly good. Like, my mom got me these. And she bought them mainly because she knows I love makeup and knows I love horror movies. Like, but surprisingly, the quality in these is pretty good. I'm shocked. I was kind of just like, oh, whatever, they'll be cool to keep in my collection. But honestly, I use them quite a bit. This one is called the Never Sleep Again palette, and it's the Freddy Krueger one. The only thing that bothers me about this one is it opens backwards. Like, what is that about? But here is the inside of that one. And honestly, the color scheme in these is pretty amazing too. Like, the names are cool. Like, let's see. This one has, I'm holding it upside down, the Incinerator, Elm Street, Bloodbath, Burned Alive, Don't Fall Asleep, / Sweet Dreams, Dream Realm. Like, they're all coordinated with the movie, and that's so cool. The Jason ones are called, we have Crystal Lake, Voorhees, Immortal, Summer Camp, Counselor, my favorite, They Were Warned, and Jason Lives. Like, they're so cool. They're such cool collector's items. Once again, these came out around Halloween, so I don't know if you'll be able to find them, but maybe your Hot Topic still has some. I have no idea. But yeah, those were super fun and right up my alley. Like, horror and makeup need to collaborate more often. Like, that's my favorite thing. Another one of my favorite things, Disney. This is the Disney Designer Collection Coloupop palette, and I just got this for Christmas. I'm wearing it on my eyes right now, and I love it. Like, I was gonna love it. I love Coloupop. I love Disney, obviously. I worked at Disney for a semester, so I'm a Disney freak. And here's the inside. Has all the princesses' signatures up top. Oh my goodness. And here are the shades. I have this one in my crease. I have this one in my outer corner. This one all over the... No, I have this one in my outer corner. And this one all over the lid. And then I have this one right here in my inner corner. So yeah, I really, really like this palette. I mean, once again, got it for collector's purposes. That's why I wanted it. But I knew the quality would be good because Coloupop shadows are amazing. Like, I think this palette is like $17, and it's like quality, like matte quality. It's so good. Sorry guys, falling off my bed. Okay. Well, we'll save all the Jeffree star palettes for last because there's 3 of them. I'm just gonna warn you, he's my favorite. This next one is kind of controversial. I'm not gonna lie. And that is this bad boy. This is Life's a Drag by Lunar Beauty, aka Mania MUA's line. And I'm just gonna say in advance, I did buy this when it came out, so before all the scandals happened. So what are you gonna do? But as far as quality goes, this palette is freaking amazing. Like, if you don't care about supporting Manny, which I'm kind of, I don't know how I feel about this situation, so, you know, I'm not gonna say anything. But, I'm not gonna knock his product either because of what was said or supposed what he said. This product is great. Like, this palette is freaking amazing. Like, the only shade in here that I'm not a huge fan of is Kiki. It's because he described it as like a transition shade, gosh. So it's kind of lighter. And I was expecting a lot more bang because, like, look at this. Like, that blue is super pigmented, and then you go to Kiki and it's like barely there. So I don't know, but every other shade in this palette is amazing and the shimmers are great. So totally pick it up if you're wanting a good palette that has color and neutral shades in it. Alright, so finally we're gonna get into my Jeffree Star palettes. I'm actually only missing one from his collection. I'm kind of slightly, just a little bit obsessed with Jeffree Star. He actually makes my favorite palette of all time, which we're gonna start with, and that is this one, Blood Sugar, the one that sells out in 5 minutes every time it restocks. Yes, I actually got this when the first launch happened. I was in line waiting for like 4 hours before the site even had it up. So I got really lucky with that. I actually don't mind the bulkiness of this one because I feel like it has a purpose, if that makes sense. Like, it's supposed to look like an old-time medicine-y box. But oh my goodness, look at this bad boy. It's very dirty, I apologize. But I really love the color story in this one. And all the pinks and purples and reds. I love red eyeshadow. And like he said, I think it was in his release video, it's really hard to find a good red eyeshadow. And this one in Prick is great. My favorite shade in here is probably Fresh Meat. I use it all the freaking time. And then he tested the, like, pressed pigment kind of formula in this palette. There's only one, and it's this gold shade right there that's called Donor. And I fell in love with that. I was like, why can't you do a whole palette of just those? That would be amazing. But guess what? He kind of did. And that's my next palette. That is the Thirsty palette. Another one that sells out every time it restocks, so I'm very lucky. I also got this one on launch day. I like stalked Jeffree Star's website on launch day. Like, I have to get that palette. This one is also dirty. I apologize. But here are the colors in that one. So yeah, this was a summer release. And like I was saying about that gold shade, this whole middle row is formulated like that gold shade. Like, it's insane. It is insane. Let me just swatch one. Let's do this one. Like, it's so blinding. The light like keeps reflecting off of it, so it won't focus. But these are like pure glitter. So what I've discovered is I have to use a NYX glitter glue, or any glitter glue, but I use the NYX one to keep it in place, because if not, it will just flake off. But yeah, this palette's amazing. Like, if you can get your hands on this, get it. So that brings us to our final palette. We're done. And I bet you can't guess what it is. It's the Alien palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. First of all, this packaging. This freaking packaging is amazing. It's like leathery, but it's not leather because he's vegan and cruelty free. So that's awesome. And here's what the inside looks like. It's so big it like barely fits in the frame. But yeah, this palette, once again, it's a very different color story than what I'm used to seeing. Like, most palettes, you know, are like nudes or berries, or like, you know, they're boring. This is just something extremely new. I mean, you have your nude shades, and a lot of shades you can make work for neutral looks, but it's also got lots of pops of color, lots of metallics. My favorite shade in this one is this one right here. It's called Probe. It looks kind of teal, but it has this like red brown shift to it on the eyes. I did a really cool look on it on my Instagram. If you want to go follow me, it's linked down in the description. But yeah, really liked this palette. Once again, another one that sells out as soon as it goes on the site, which I feel like is most of Jeffree's palettes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry I didn't swatch more, and I'm sorry my lighting isn't the greatest, and I'm sorry I'm filming on a stack of Blu-rays. I promise that I'll get better at this YouTube thing. It's just something that I've not really, done before. I mean, I'm a communication major, so I did a few, or I was a communication major. I have a communication degree. So I did some video, but nothing like this. Nothing that is like my hobbies and stuff. So yeah, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all my socials. They'll be down in the description bar. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.